Warrior Line, Soul Tribe, Assembly's live, so come subscribe. Your soul's in trial, or simply tied. Your soul medicine, it gets revived. The Warrior Line, Soul Tribe, Assembly's live, it's friendly vibes. Your soul medicine will give you life. You're a warrior, let's get this right. Warrior Line, Soul Tribe, Assembly's.
I want to go back to what I said earlier, the battle for the black mind. 92 and 80% didn't believe the propaganda. We did our homework. We read Project 2025. We voted accordingly. Let's not pretend propaganda is this hyper complex, very scary thing that people are so susceptible. They looked for it. They found it. They got it. End of story. Racism is a choice. Legacy media does what it does because it can. It wouldn't be this way if it didn't make money.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be this way if people were dissatisfied with what was going on, this wouldn't exist. So I want you to think back to those polling percentages. And then I want you to remember what I just said about one person, Rupert Murdoch, and all of his media holdings. Some of those things are magazines and newspapers, which are pretty antiquated by today's standards. Nobody's really subscribing to magazines anymore. Through Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, right? I think that's how most of us wound up with 28 magazine subscriptions in our house. And newspapers are definitely a relic of the past. Everything is online. So this one billionaire wouldn't be a billionaire selling hate in America unless Americans wanted it. When I turn on MSNBC News, all I hear is propaganda. It's horrifying. I'm not really interested in someone's opinion. I want to know what's going on in the world. So I have to turn it off and go out of my way to go to PBS News, where I know PBS, which the felon just cut the funding for, but PBS News recently came out and made a statement that they're going to continue to be that third pillar in America, providing news to Americans in an unbiased way. If you don't go out of your way to seek a source like PBS News, you will be getting propaganda. It's other people's opinions. It's filtering through their life experience process and their biases and their prejudices. And I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in watching 5 people on a panel degrade and demonize Black people when we're talking about Breonna Taylor. Mm-hmm. I want to hear about that. I don't want to hear 4 white people's opinion and 1 Black person fighting to the death to maintain the dignity of a Black woman whose body we're all arguing about when it shouldn't even be an argument. This is the state of legacy media today, and I abhor it. I'm disgusted by it, and racism is a choice. Racism is a choice.
I haven't watched it since November 6th, 2024, and will not. I don't care whose the personality is. I don't care if they for Black people. If you're on that station, I don't watch it because I watched them in real time undermine a qualified, dignified, overly qualified South Asian Black woman to the point it was just propaganda is a lie. Mm-hmm, it is not an opinion. It is not a fact. Obviously, it is a lie. And here's the difference. That's it. You know you're lying. That's the difference. It ain't something. Well, I thought 5 trees fell over and then 2 fell over. So I'm gonna change my report because the original report was 5, but 2 fell over. No, it is a lie, and everything is happening in near. As you said eloquently, you could have read in Project 2025. They didn't care about that. They weren't interested in reporting that. They were interested in the lies because they wanted the lies back in power. Fox, as you say, for voting machines, and everybody knew, paid $787 million lost some lawsuit, $7 million, because they know they was lying and they're still lying. That lawsuit hadn't changed. And as you said, I have no interest in listening to people who on these panels and platforms who I sat up there before November 6th and watched them lie on this woman openly with facts right there. And then as soon as the truth comes, they get shut down because that don't meet the agenda of, well, we're going to be fair to this and all this fairness stuff and all this stuff. So I watch them in action. I get my news from other sources, through grassroots reporters, through other sources, but I will not give them 1 cent. To the point on my TV, they can't even come on. I don't watch it because when I stepped on November 6th, I said, no, see, I seen what y'all done and the country is going to pay for it immensely. And we seen it happen in real time. Now that y'all here reporting that a president, let's just be real, a president who had not one scandal for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, 8 years in office, all of a sudden now, this so-called media is reporting. Why would you even report that? Why would you even put that out? Whether it's, I don't care who, because all of them are doing it. I don't care who it is. Why are you even reporting that? You know the source of it. Who's the source? The biggest liar in, what are we talking about here? Telling a narcissist, degenerate not to lie as opposed to order it earlier. It's like telling rain not to be wet. What are you talking?
Well, journalists right now are access transcriptionists. They're not journalists. They're not Walter Cronkite. They're not Peter Jennings. They are transcriptionists carrying water for white supremacy. So I read this really great article a long time ago, but I did find it because I know there are people like me who like to read things just for their own. I like to read things because I like to process things my own way, and being told something versus reading something are two very different processes for me. So if you can tell me something and then you can provide me the book or the link or the article or the magazine or whatever, it's not even about trust. That's the way I process information. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-track process for me. And again, I have managed to be propaganda proof for my entire life, and I am in my 50s. So most Black people are. But anywho, so this Forbes article is about the 15 billionaires who own America's news media companies. Now, bear in mind, this is from 2016. We are now in 2025. So some of the players have changed. Some of the names are no longer accurate. But I just want to really stress why the legacy media is the way it is. Why it is so white supremacist, propagandized trash. Okay, so you have the purveyors of the propaganda, and then you have the purchasers of the propaganda. And then there are people who are like us, we're seeking just clean, clear news. And if you're my age or older, you're used to your nighttime news being somewhat biased, but not to the level that it is now. It's just noise. All of it is noise. And very little of it is truth. Very little of it is factual. You're processing information given to you at a 3rd grade English level in 3 seconds, and you're done. And they've managed to embed this lie in your brain so that when someone talks to you about that topic, the first thing you pull is the lie that's been embedded in your brain. So you automatically have a truth bias to what they're telling you because you didn't process what you read initially, if it was true or not true, because you trusted a source that called itself news. Anywho, so in 2016, the 15 billionaires that owned America's news media companies are Michael Bloomberg, Bloomberg Media, Rupert Murdoch, News Corp, Donald and Samuel Newhouse, Advanced Publications, the Cox Family, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Jeff Bezos, the Washington Post, John Henry, the Boston Globe, Sheldon Adelson, the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Sam Mansueto, Incorporated and Fast Company magazines, Mortimer Zuckerman, I'm sorry, I almost said Zuckerberg, so sorry, Mortimer Zuckerman, U.S. News and World Report and New York Daily News, Barbie Family, The Village Voice, Stanley Hubbard, Hubbard Broadcasting, Patrick Soon-Shiong, Tribune Publishing Company, Carlos Slim Hilu, The New York Times, Warren Buffett, Regional Daily Papers, Victor Vekselberg, Victor Vekselberg Gawker. Okay, a lot of those names have changed, and a lot of those names remain on that list. And there are also new names. We have a lot of our media is owned by foreigners, like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with my brain? Like Rupert Murdoch. There is an Asian billionaire who owns one of our I think it's a newspaper. And then we have, of course, Bezos, which we've always known. He has multiple medias. And then we've got, who is the main billionaire right now? The guy who's so dependent on government welfare for his little pet projects that he can't get right. His planes, his spaceships keep exploding. His driverless cars they crash. His actual cars catch on fire, but the government keeps throwing money at him. I can't say his name because it disgusts me so much. But so I just wanted to bring up the purveyors of the propaganda and the purchasers of the propaganda.
Tribe Assemblies live, so come subscribe. Your soul's in trial or simply tired. Your soul medicine, it gets revived. The warrior line, soul tribe Assemblies live, it's friendly vibes. Your soul medicine will give you life. Your warrior, let's get this right. Warrior line.